Of course, nobody likes to experience negative emotions. Positive emotions are much more delightful. However, it is negative emotion what allows the mind-body organism to evolve, to perfect itself. Because actually there is not a you there and I here perfecting the mind-body organism. There is just a process through which the mind-body organism evolves. In which direction evolves? It evolves in the direction of better programs, better mind programs in the organism. That is the direction. And why? Well, because as the mind-body organism evolves, it increases the chances of experiencing awakening and eventually liberation. So the evolution of the mind-body organism is essential in the spiritual path. It is so essential that, in a way, we could say that the spiritual path is a path of purification. It's not entirely that, but that is a big chunk of the spiritual path. And that purification happens when the universe presents a situation to the mind-body organism, and the mind-body organism, in one way or another, responds to the situation in a negative way, triggering negative emotion. Why? Because the programs that are in the mind-body system are not optimized. So now you have the arising of a negative emotion that is like a light in the dashboard, a red light, and an opportunity. What's the opportunity? The opportunity is growth. And the opportunity can be missed, or it can be used successfully. It is missed when the mind-body organism again responds to the negative emotion, projecting blame on somebody else. I have nothing to do with this negative emotion. It is she, or is he, or is the situation. Not taking responsibility, meaning the mind-body organism hasn't yet come to the degree of evolution where it's capable of taking responsibility for its negative emotions. And then in this projection, the opportunity is lost. But what happens if there is no projection? What happens if the mind-body organism has understood in its programs that when a negative emotion arises, there is an opportunity, and to use that opportunity successfully, it has to own the negative emotion. It has to become responsible for that negative emotion. If that happens, then there is a serious opportunity for growth and purification. What is necessary to make a good use of that opportunity is to have the right methods. And here I will discuss and I will present to you 3 different methods that you can use to really succeed at using these great opportunities when negative emotion arises in the mind-body organism you call me, to use that opportunity so that growth happens, purification happens. So 3 methods. First, the surrendering technique. I have explained the surrendering technique in previous videos. Please look for it in the channel. So I'm not going to go into the details of the methodology. However, I will share with you the basics. When a negative emotion arises, you look at it and you give it a name with one word: guilt, or anger, pride, shame, whatever. One word. And then you insert that word in a template. And that template is like this. This negative emotion, meaning, let's say, anger, this anger is surrendered now to the divine completely, completely, completely. Please take it away forever. Forever, forever. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's it. The trick is to say these words with sincerity. You need to really mean them. In that way, you are giving permission to consciousness to modify the contents of the mind-body organism, to help the mind-body organism evolve so that the next time when the same situation arises, there is no reaction, there is no negative emotion present. So that's the first method. Very effective, by the way. Second method. When the negative emotion arises, it triggers sensations in the body. So you give attention to those sensations. You bring awareness to the sensations in the body. And this technique is called sit with it. You bring the attention to the sensations, and if you can, sit down and just be aware, just bring awareness to those sensations and be with them. Until when? Until some insight happens. In that kind of silence, there is an insight that comes in and will show you something about that situation that you have not thought about before. Something very valuable that will help you to change the programs in the mind-body organism. I mean, they will change automatically. That insight is a liberating thought, a liberating idea that will help the organism to evolve through understanding. So that's the second method. It comes from Zen and it's called sit with it. A third method, by the way, how these two, the first one that is kind of devotional, it's about surrender to the divine. And the second one that comes from Zen, are they similar in one way? And yes, in this sense, when you do the surrendering technique, when you say those words that I mentioned, towards the end, if you are careful about leaving a little bit of silence at the end after you have uttered your words, mentally, you don't need to do it out loud. If you make silence, consciousness will intimate the mind-body organism with an insight too. And that insight will be liberating, will transform the mind-body organism, will make it evolve. So in a way, both methods being so different, they lead to kind of the same place, which is a liberating insight. Now in the first one, in the surrendering technique, if the insight doesn't come at the end of your stating the words, if it doesn't come at the end, don't worry. You have already given permission to consciousness to change the mind-body organism, and it will come later to you. It will come perhaps in a dream. It will come later, suddenly, without expecting it. So you don't have to worry if it doesn't come immediately. In the second technique, sit with it. If you sit and despite your being with the sensations, no insight comes, still you just stand up, continue with your life, but the answer can also come later. The insight that is missing in the mind-body system, in the programs of the mind-body system, can come later. So you don't worry about it. The third method is similar, and it's very effective too. Basically, when a negative emotion arises, you can be absolutely sure that there is something that the mind-body organism, let's call it you for now, is not understanding correctly. So you ask, what is it that I am not understanding? That's the question. And then you make silence at the end of the question. That silence allows intuition to connect, and an insight comes. If it doesn't come right there, don't worry, just continue with your life. It will come later. You have already asked. Remember, ask and it is given, right? You have asked. You have done your part. You have asked with humility. There is something that I'm not understanding. I would like to know. And of course, I'm abusing again the word I, right? Because there is no I there. It's just that the mind-body system is not programmed correctly, and there is no understanding there of what is really going on in regard to the situation that has triggered the negative emotion. There is a missing piece there, and you're asking for that piece. Or you can say the mind-body organism is asking for that piece of information. That piece of information is the one that comes in as an insight. I hope this helps you to address this aspect of the spiritual path with maturity. The spiritual path is not just about experiencing bliss or having great revelations. There is a big component that is purification. And as we mature in the spiritual path, it becomes pretty evident that that is the case. So choose any of these three methods. They all work. Or use all of them, whatever. So now I would like to mention that I'm in a cabin in the southern part of Chile, and we use this cabin with my wife to bring people from the US or Europe to retreats, spiritual retreats. So I'm leaving you down below a link to a webpage where we describe exactly what these retreats are about. The retreats have two components. One is spiritual. You participate in the routine of meditations, yoga, and satsang. And there is another aspect, which is tourism. This area is extremely beautiful. It's full of lakes and volcanoes. And we bring you with my wife to visit specific places that are uniquely beautiful. So it's a combination of having fun, enjoying the place, and at the same time doing serious spiritual work, like in an immersion. So have a look, click on the link below, and if it's something that you're interested in, send me an email. You will find my email there. And we talk about your plans. Have a great one, and take your negative emotions seriously. They are great opportunities for evolution. Every time a negative emotion arises, that's the opportunity for growth and inner transformation. Really, it's a great opportunity. Each one of them. And the universe creates situations to specifically trigger negative emotions in the mind-body organism, so that this great opportunity can be used. Make use of them.